too. That's something that I think this past year has taught me.
There's an old joke in baseball that a player hitting below 200 is below the Mendoza line. That's named for Mario Mendoza, a light-hitting shortstop back in the 70s. NC State's Evan Mendoza is redefining the Mendoza line, raising the bar a lot closer to 400. Ken Medlin, WRL Sports, Raleigh.
Baseball is a numbers game, batting average, ERA, streaks of success, streaks of failure. NC State's Evan Mendoza is on a hot streak that everybody's talking about. Ken Medlin tells the story.
Evan Mendoza has been an offensive dynamo for NC State. He's hitting .380 in the midst of a...
All right, welcome in. Hope everyone's having a great day today. Today is another episode of the Mendoza Line. I'm your host, Evan Mendoza. Played 7 years of professional baseball between the St. Louis Cardinals and the San Diego Padres. And today is episode number 42, Jackie Robinson Day. Let's go. We are streaming every single day at 7 p.m. Eastern on weekdays. So guys, feel free to join in, ask questions. That is quite literally what I'm doing here. And I want to be able to give you guys as much baseball education as possible. The most vanilla answers on social media are typically done in those 3-second brain rotted videos, which no one loves. And that's the reason why I'm doing these, is because I hate vanilla advice, especially when we're talking about baseball. So I want to make sure that I give you guys as much value as humanly possible during these lives, and making sure that I give you guys the best guidance humanly possible. So I'm going to go ahead and actually just open up a couple of tabs here on my screen. But if you guys do have any baseball related questions, feel free to ask. That's why I'm here. Like I said, I played 7 years of professional baseball between the St. Louis Cardinals and the San Diego Padres. And if this is the first time you're ever joining in to the Mendoza Line, feel free to put the baseball emoji down below in the chat, just so I know that this is your first ever time joining into the Mendoza Line. Yeah, guys, let's get this started. So the very first piece of content that I want to give you guys is going to be guess the level. All right. So the idea of this is going to be a little bit of a game, so to speak. I got some dog hair on my chest. There we go. Feeling better. All right. It's going to be guess the division level. Guess the level. Right? Not going to say that there's necessarily a truth behind any of this, but this is more or less for you guys to guess the level as I am doing this. Benny Sosa, welcome in. 2029 grad. Let's go. So what we'll do is basically level down here, and then I'll basically just answer to whatever I think the level is. So let's get this started, and I'll record some of these for short form content. So all right, let's get started. We got a 2026 shortstop, 6.7560, 87 arm, and 93 exit velocity. In my opinion, with the 87 arm, that's definitely a great area to be, being a shortstop. 6.75, that's definitely where you want to be. Exit velocity 93, a little bit lower than expected. So what I'm going to say is D2 right here. I don't know if you guys agree with me or not, but ideally what we want to always see, especially for that exit velocity, is creeping up closer to 100 miles an hour, especially if we have access to things like Hit Tracks, Rapsodo, TrackMan. This is going to be a great way for us to understand what our exit velocity is as we're training. And this is, these are the tools. These are the technologies that are available to us as a high school baseball player, if you're lucky, if you have the facilities or the means. But of course, if you don't, ideally, if we can just get into a facility one time in a month to track some of these baseline metrics, that's going to help you out tremendously. All right. We're going to go on and just keep this going. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to delete some of these just to make it a little bit easier for me to erase everything. Also, I'm curious, who in the chat, probably mostly parents, who in the chat has watched Suits before? Because we are on a kick on Suits. It's like basically a law show, lawyer show, whatever. It's on not Netflix. It's on Peacock, and we've been watching it a ton. So let's get back into this one. Guess the level. All right, we're going to have a 2027 outfielder. All right, guess the level. We got a 2027 outfielder with a 6.85. 60, we got an 88 exit velocity and an 84 arm velocity. So this is the big one that, in my opinion, is holding you back tremendously. If we can get this closer, especially since we're an outfielder and we have that momentum when we're throwing from the outfield, if we can get that closer to 90 plus, this is going to put us in the category of where we want to be. A 6.85 60, in my opinion, we can get that down closer to like a 6.5. Ideally, that's going to put us not into the conversation as an outfielder, but really put us in a conversation as a center fielder. Ideally, we always want to put our game around the mold of being a prime time position. Think center field, shortstop, second base. These are going to be the more athletic position, while the more we diverge away from the center of our field, first base, third base, right field, left field, this is going to be where the power component is needed. So again, if we can drive that 60 time down to like a 6.6, that's going to help us with the conversation of keeping us at center field. Exit velocity 88 isn't ideal. We again want to get, if we're at 2027, that's our junior year of high school, we could probably get that 95 plus. By senior year, we want that to be closer to 100 plus. Arm velo again is kind of holding us back a little bit, again, because we have that momentum. We want to use that. So in my opinion, right now, where we're currently at, we are on track, in my opinion, to be either a D2 or D1 if we can get some of these areas fixed. If we can get these areas fixed, I think D1. Currently, if we don't get these things fixed, or maybe we progress ever so slightly in the next year, we're probably going to be leaning towards a D2. All right. Cool. We're going to go with another one. Hopefully you guys like this type of content. Dylan, welcome back in. Benny Sosa, you said D2 or D3. I love to see it, man. I love to see it. All right, let's get into it. We got a 2026 left-handed pitcher. All right, 84 to 86. Good changeup, throw strikes, guess the level. In my opinion, so the 60 time doesn't matter, exit velocity doesn't matter. Good changeup as a good secondary. Guys, I want to tell you guys a quick story because this is a senior 2026 left-handed pitcher. Ideally, left-handed pitchers are great for college coaches because typically a lot of players are righties, right? It's, just a little bit more of a unicorn having a left-handed pitcher that knows how to throw strikes and is throwing decently hard. Now, I want to tell you the story about our freshman year, my freshman year. He was a freshman as well. We had a left-handed pitcher. He was about 5'9", a $150, and he threw about 85, 87 miles an hour. Not super hard. At a Division I level, he was quite literally our ace. He was disgusting. His changeup made his fastball look like it was 97 miles an hour. I'll never forget one specific strikeout. He elevated with a 2-strike fastball after a changeup. This was against Florida State. I have a really good memory, by the way, guys. And I kid you not, this guy started the swing as the ball was being caught. Like, that's how good his changeup was. He was dominant. So you might be crazy for me, or it might be crazy for me to say, but I truly believe this is good enough to play D1 baseball. As long as we know how to pitch, we know what pitches to use, we can go in and out. This is good enough to play D1. Will most pitchers? He was definitely a unicorn, right? His name was Brownie, but anyway, he was more of a unicorn. Do most pitchers, left-handed pitchers, 84 to 86, do they typically go D1? In my opinion, no. But what I'm going to say is, just because he is at the forefront of my mind right now, yes, that's good enough to go play D1 baseball. And yes, Nico, I do answer questions. That's why I'm here. I am live on Instagram, I am live on Facebook, and I am live on YouTube. Guys, ask the questions, please, for goodness sakes. Yes, ask the questions, Nico. If you have a question, feel free to ask. That's why I do these, because I want to make sure I'm giving you guys as much knowledge as possible. Yeah, Dylan Deere, I was here yesterday, but what would be good stats for making D1 school for an outfielder? So if you're talking about stats, I don't really know stats and I don't really care about stats. What I care about much more, dude, is going to be the metrics, all right? The metrics are these right here, your 60, your arm, your exit velocity, because that's what ultimately these college coaches are going to base a lot of the decisions for you in the recruiting process. So if you're trying to play D1, let's just talk about senior year, so 2026. Where would we want to be for an outfielder? In my opinion, I would want to be around like a 6'6". My arm velo wants to be probably 92 plus. Exit velocity, if we're a senior, we should be creeping up closer to 100 plus off of the tee with a wood bat, because that would definitely help move the needle for you in the whole college recruiting game. That's the Division I level, guys. And by all means, not everyone is going to play Division I baseball. That's the point, though, right? That's the point. Not everyone's going to be able to do it, and of course, that's the reason why we're going to work hard. That's the reason why we're going to, put ourselves out there and do what most won't, so we can get what most don't, right? All right, let's go over a couple of other ones. All right, guess the level. We got a 2027 first baseman over here. We got a 7.45, 60, 90 exit velocity, and we got an 82 arm velocity. So in my opinion, when you're a first baseman, your arm velocity doesn't really matter as much. Your exit velocity does matter a ton. This is the area that, in my opinion, being a 2027, this is our junior year. If we are a first baseman, third baseman, right fielder, left fielder, any of the corner positions, this is where power is a must to stay at that position. If you don't hit as a corner infielder or a corner outfielder, this is where you guys are a dime a dozen. They're going to find someone maybe more athletic than you, someone that can put the ball in play, someone that has the ability to, have a higher exit velocity that can possibly replace you. So again, arm velocity, in my opinion, isn't the most important thing, so we're going to kind of cross that off. 60 time, again, being in the corner, it doesn't matter as much, so I'm not worried about that too much. I would just be solely focused on this exit velocity. How can we improve this to the best of our ability? So with that being said, with our 60 time being a little bit slower, our arm velocity being a little bit lower, as far as just having a completely bland, I can't really picture what this player is as far as his maybe height and weight and his build and his frame and things like that. But what I would say is probably this type of individual has the potential to go D3, just because we don't know what kind of exit velocity this is, if it's off the tee, if it's off of a machine, if it's in game. But considering the other areas are a little bit below average, this is where probably that D3 level would make the most sense for this individual. 2028, let's hit you up. Nick the Great, Photoshop guy. Let's go. I have seen you in a couple of these lives before, Nick, and every time I see the .psd, I'm like, okay, Photoshop guy is in the building. So let's talk through your situation and everything that we've got going on. And no, I appreciate you joining in and interacting with these lives, because obviously that's the reason why you came here. All right, let's get into it. We got a 2028 right-handed pitcher with 84-86 fastball, solid change, solid slider. Thoughts? Should we focus on velocity or perfecting secondaries? And also, you are 5'9", 172. So actually, pretty decent weight according to the size. 2028 for a sophomore. 84-86. This is actually pretty solid, dude. So what I like to say for sophomores, we want to be somewhere between 80 and ideally like 83 our sophomore year to project closer towards that 90 mile an hour by senior year. So keeping that in mind, you're already like checking the boxes here, because this is above average. If we can keep that progression going, that's going to be great for you. But to your original question, should we be perfecting the secondaries or should we be focusing on velocity? So in my opinion, what I really want you to focus on is if you have a solid changeup, that is your main secondary. And then if you can perfect your velocity, that is where I would want your focus to be. Because typically in professional baseball, for those that don't know, I played 7 years of professional baseball. Spent also 3 years at the D1 level at NC State. Guys, a lot of pitchers only have 2 pitches, believe it or not. And a lot of people don't even understand this, but when you start understanding that the third pitch and the fourth pitch in your arsenal have a much higher OPS, which basically will happen at the professional level when they have so much data on you, you start to just scrape those pitches and you focus on what's ultimately working, which is typically your primary fastball, maybe a secondary like 2-seamer, and then ideally like that changeup or that slider, whatever your power pitch is that ultimately can drive strikeouts. So in my opinion, what I would be focusing on is try getting this velocity. Ideally, if you're junior year and you're able to get your fastball velocity peaking at 90 miles an hour. This will help you get into the conversation of especially playing at that D1 level, because again, you have that 90 arm, and that's going to help you get seen, get noticed, especially at these travel ball tournaments. And of course, college coaches will love that, especially if you have the solid secondary pitches that you can drop in for a strike on command. So hopefully that answered your question, Nick. But yes, I do answer questions. Nico, I know you asked that. I'm pretty sure that you're not here anymore. Unfortunately, that's just the way it is. But yeah, I'm curious if Nick, you're doing Photoshop work. I love Photoshop. It's a lot of fun. But yeah, cool guys. Yeah, I'm going to run a quick little video so I can grab a drink of water. And guys, it's going to explain a little bit more about my online training program. So if you guys are interested in that, ask me some questions while you have me.
Real quick, if you have a son in 10th, 11th, or 12th grade who wants to play college baseball, listen up. At the Mendoza Baseball Academy, I built a triple play with the physical development, mental toughness, and a recruiting system that gets players noticed. And it's 100% remote, so no missed school, no wasted travel, just real results from home while your son works one-on-one with me. Click the link below to learn more and book a call with either myself or a team member today. Real quick, if you have a son...
All right. I just actually came off of an eligibility review right before this live. But let's keep it going, guys. I'm gonna say to ChatGPT, give me this or that, because I think yesterday we really enjoyed the this or that. I don't know if you guys joined in yesterday, but this or that, it just helps me like walk through some examples of like what you guys are kind of asking, what you guys are curious on, and I love just being able to kind of walk through some examples of common questions and fun ones, right? Let's see what we got. We got pitcher duel or slugfest. All right, we're gonna go kind of just one by one, and if you guys want to chime away down below in the chat on what you guys think, feel free to do that. That's why we are here together. So all right, this or that, pitcher duel or slugfest. So in my opinion, hands down, slugfest. And this is mostly because I love when we see home runs, we see doubles, there's action. And of course, this also comes from, if you are a pitcher, you're probably going to talk about having a pitching duel, right? But in my experience, baseball is so much more fun when you're seeing the long ball, when you're seeing doubles, when you're seeing the bases clear. That's going to make it a lot more fun. As far as like the edge of your seat type game, yes, a pitching duel will be like that, a no-hitter, things like that. But in my opinion, if I'm going to a baseball game and I just buy a ticket to a random regular season game, I don't want the score to be 1-2. Like, I think that's a boring game. I think that's not going to be super entertaining. What I want to see is like a 12-5 game, or maybe like a 12-8. That's more fun in my opinion. There's more action. Yes, it's going to take a little bit more time. Yes, the pitchers' ERAs are going to be a little bit higher, but who cares about those pitchers? I care about seeing a lot of runs. A lot of the hitters, especially those position players, they're getting their stakes, they're getting those RBIs, they're getting their base hits, they're getting their averages up. That's what I want to see, especially because I was a hitter in pro ball as well. All right. If you guys have like a this or that, I've been dying to hear like maybe you guys have a this or that I can go over, and just kind of go over anything in particular that you guys want me to go over. Also, I see a decent amount of people over on YouTube. Guys, if this is your first time over on the Mendoza Line, which is basically my live stream where we talk about baseball mindset, recruiting, and development, guys, go ahead, drop the baseball emoji down below in the chat if you're on YouTube. If you're on Instagram, if this is the first time that you've ever joined into the Mendoza Line, make sure to let me know so that way I can shout you out and welcome you in. Dylan, what's up? How we doing, man? I think I saw you joined in a little bit earlier, but yeah, we're doing a little bit of this and that. So this or that. So if you guys also have a this or that you want me to do, feel free to ask. Okay, let's do this one. All right, we're going to go with this guy. All right, this or that, multi-sport athlete or year-round baseball. So in my opinion, it's really neither, right? Because year-round baseball is not the answer. Year-round baseball is what a lot of families unfortunately get bought into because of how travel ball is establishing so much earlier in young baseball players' career. So if you're in travel ball around 8U to about 13U, you get sold that play, and play some more is going to help develop your son. When in reality, once you get to that high school level, you actually have to focus on development. Ideally, development is not playing year-round baseball. It's actually taking time away from baseball to focus on getting bigger, stronger, and faster in the gym. So I do not believe that year-round baseball is the answer. If anything, the multi-sport angle, I don't want to say it's necessarily distracting anything. If anything, it's gaining additional perspectives on athleticism that you do possibly need in baseball. Now, are they directly transferable? Not entirely, right? Like if you're a football player, is that going to help you in baseball? Well, football, you need sheer strength and speed and toughness and mental toughness. Like, of course, the mental toughness will carry over. But as far as like the rotational strength that is needed in football, well, I'm going to shoot you guys straight. You don't need any rotational strength in the game of football, and those things don't transfer over. And that's what the importance, again, in the development side of things. If we're never focusing on rotational strength, how are we going to get better as a baseball player? So in my opinion, like I don't necessarily have a specific answer for you guys, and maybe that's a vanilla answer, but I guess if I had to choose, like I would rather play a couple of sports, and that's the way that I wish I did. High school, I did only play baseball, and I was only focused on baseball technically year round, but of course I wasn't playing baseball year round, and there is a difference. All right, I'm a multi-sport, used to play basketball, football, and baseball, but now just Pop Warner and travel ball. 13U, but I'm 12. Yeah, so like, dude, play the sports you want to play. When I was young, I always wanted to play basketball. I always wanted to play basketball, and I'm kind of frustrated now that I didn't play basketball. I didn't get that opportunity to like have fun too much as a kid. I did still play at like my local YMCA, my LA Fitness. We had a volleyball, racquetball. Like I was always active, and that's something that I think it's always important to do. But yeah, guys, it's just always important. All right. All right, this or that, going to showcases or going to college camps. So showcases, for a lot of people that don't know, are typically just like maybe 1.5 days long. Typically, you get your exit velocity, your arm velocity, you run your 60-yard dash time, and these are all great things, but ultimately it's a lot of money over here for these showcases, right? And they're typically like perfect game, PBR, things like that. Now, these college camps sometimes can be as long as 3 to 5 days in the summertime. This is also a great time for you to be able to shake some hands from these college coaches, develop some relationships, and things of that nature. Now, I do want to like tell you guys a little bit about my story because I went through the college recruiting process, landed multiple D1 offers. I went to a couple of camps that I want to highlight. I went to Rice, which is out of Houston, and I also went to UVA, Virginia, right? And by going to these college camps, I developed a relationship enough where once NC State over here, NCSU, once they offered me, what happened was the domino effect. Once this domino moved over, Rice offered me. Once Rice offered me, UVA offered me, because I developed that relationship enough at these college camps to get to that stage in my recruiting process. So if I had to choose going to a showcase or going to college camps, also, I want to tell you guys a little bit of a story about my first ever showcase, my freshman year of high school. I ran a 9.5 second 60. I was absolutely slow. And if I didn't go to that showcase, I wouldn't have had that fire lit under me around my freshman year to turn into a better baseball player. So this one's really, really difficult for me to say. I would probably say going to a showcase will help you immediately because it'll immediately understand where you're at, where you're lacking, and what you need to improve on. Yeah, Dylan, just have fun. I love baseball, favorite sport. If that's your favorite sport, and it's also the more it's the area that you want to actually focus on in potentially playing in college, that is what I would definitely be focusing on. All right, we're going to do another one. All right, this or that, having elite defense or having a power bat. In my opinion, this is a hands down having a good glove. Guys, at the college level, even in the high school level, if you protect the baseball, college coaches, high school coaches, all baseball coaches will love you so much more if you make the fundamental play over and over and over again. As far as hitting, it's one of the hardest things to do in the world. And yes, you can be a really solid defender while every once in a while get a hold of one, put it over the fence, or maybe hit a double. Either way, that can happen for you. It's not like a this or that completely, but if I had to choose one to be a priority other than the other, or over than the other, I would choose the glove because college coaches are going to give you more playing time because you have the ability to take care of the ball. You are a fundamental player. You get the job done. Maybe it's not super flashy, but if you get the job done, college coaches will love you a lot more because they can trust you out there on defense. And what do they always say? Defense wins championships. If you guys have a this or that, hit me up. Let me know. Let me know, guys. Let me know. I want to do a this or that for you guys that you guys like. And it also maybe is coming from the chat. So I'm curious, like maybe on Instagram, maybe on YouTube. The next this or that is going to be strictly coming from you guys. I reject the idea of giving you guys a this or that. You guys give me the this or that rather than a self-curated one. So YouTube, Instagram, you guys are in the house. Chat down below, comment what this or that I should do next, because I want to be able to make sure that this is interactive with you guys. And if you guys don't ask any questions, this can be kind of boring. So let's not make it boring. Let's just chat it up. If it's Dylan or if it's Nick the Great, like I don't know who just joined in, but like we got a Elena, we got a Joe, we got a Ty, we got a Luca, we got a Kieran, we got a Dylan, we got a Jason. Guys, if you want to like make this a little bit more fun, tell me maybe like a this or that you want me to review. We got a Liam in the house. But yeah, we got a Christina. Guys, if you have like a this or that, so that way we can like, make this a little bit more engaging. That would be a little bit more fun. So yeah, guys, I'm doing a little bit more of a this or that. We were just doing some fun stuff. Okay, there we go. Let's go, J. Marie. We got someone. Okay, so red shirt. Ooh, red color shirt. Red shirt, D1 high school. Wait. Huh? I'm doing what my dog Coco does. I do, whenever I don't, Because, okay, so red shirt at a D1 high school, is that even a thing? Like, I'm actually genuinely so curious because I've never heard of red shirting. Okay, come on. I've never heard of red shirting at a high school. Is that an actual thing, J. Marie? I'm not entirely sure I've ever heard of that versus playing freshman year at like a D2 level. If you're talking about like college, that makes a lot more sense. But if you're talking about high school, I really don't know if that's a thing. I'm going to assume that if you're talking about college and redshirting college, I would hope that you're talking about college, but I'm a little lost. I'm not entirely sure. So let's talk about it. Red shirt. Ooh, versus play All right, we're going to do a this or that on this one. And hopefully you're talking about college, but I'm going to go over a quick little this or that on the college side of things. All right, this or that, redshirting at a D1 your freshman year or playing every day at a D2. And boy, this is a difficult one, right? Because if you're redshirting at a high level Power 4 school, you are surrounded by great competition that's ultimately going to push you to be a better baseball player. But you're not playing. You're not getting those reps in to be able to develop your skills and to get that experience. Now, Division II baseball is still pretty solid talent. And of course, with the transfer portal, you can transfer potentially to a D1 program, maybe like a mid-major, and get that playing time maybe your sophomore year. So if, of course, I was in college around the whole college recruiting process and, of course, the transfer portal, I would probably be looking at a place where I can play at maybe an everyday program like a D2. Now, with that being said, I do want to explain to you guys what my experience was like because, for example, my freshman year, I was benched. I technically started the year as a pitcher. I was a sophomore. I was the Saturday starter at at NC State my freshman year, which is number 2 in the lineup. Not number 2 in the lineup. Number 2 in the pitching rotation. But after a couple of bad starts, I didn't pitch anymore, and I was benched probably 80% of the season, which was never fun. But of course, I didn't redshirt because I already used some eligibility. I already played, but I think that environment helped me become an everyday starter my sophomore year. So that's the thing that a lot of people don't talk about is like you have to redshirt and you will be benched. But the way that I perceive it is like, yes, you can redshirt, but you can also almost guarantee for like 8 months out of the year that you're going to be focusing on your physical development. So you're so much ready by the time your sophomore year rolls around. So again, it's a very, very difficult one. I would probably pick playing at that D1 program for most players. Of course, if you have a really positive mindset, it's okay to go D1 with the mindset of redshirting because you could develop into that everyday starter your sophomore year, which would be a great opportunity for you. Sorry, basically don't play freshman year. So yeah, basically what I kind of went through. I'm curious if you meant high school or college, but I went through like the college experience because at the college level, typically you'll have a lot more resources to be able to develop and to grow. So hopefully that answers your guys' question. But also, guys, if you have any other baseball-related questions, it doesn't have to necessarily be a this or that. If you want me to do a playing profile of where you're currently at and things like that, you can always chat down below in the chat. That's where we can make this interactive. So, yeah, we can always do that. So, yeah, I appreciate the question. But yeah, guys, DDGMS05. We got Jack in the house. We got iRod. We got F Real M Sir. We got Ray Sanchez. We got Sports Luke. Guys, if you have any baseball-related questions, just feel free to ask. That's why I do this. My name's Evan Mendoza. I played 7 years of professional baseball between the St. Louis Cardinals and the San Diego Padres, and we're just about halfway done this Mendoza line. And when we're usually around that 30-ish minute mark, what I like to do is play a quick video for you guys to better understand myself, what my program's all about. So that way, if you have any questions about the next steps on if you guys want to work one-on-one together, you will know exactly what to do. So I'm going to go ahead and play that. If you have any questions as the video is playing, whether it's about myself, whether it's about my program, or if it's about you or your son, feel free to drop that question down below in the chat, and I'll see you right after this video.
Real quick, if you have a son in 10th, 11th, or 12th
Are you the
grade who
parent of a
wants to
high
play
school baseball player dreaming of playing at the college level? Do you want to see your child's potential fully realized, but you feel like the road to getting noticed by college coaches is long, you're uncertain, and expensive? Well, if that's you, this video is going to show you exactly how you can help your child turn that dream into reality without wasting time on generic programs or pricey recruiting services. I'm Evan Mendoza, and for the past 7 years, I've played professionally between the St. Louis Cardinals and San Diego Padres. I've also played D1 ball at NC State while studying aerospace engineering. But here's the thing. I didn't get there by chance. And the players that I've helped along the way didn't get there by luck either. We followed a proven system. Take Ian, for example, who boosted his exit velocity and sprint speed after just a few weeks and just recently committed to play college baseball. Or like Hugo Sagasaki, who's training all the way from Japan, has been consistently improving his performance and has colleges from the US reaching out to him. I'm sharing these stories because this isn't just about making small improvements. It's about making real, measurable progress that leads to life-changing opportunities for your child. And I want you to experience the same results. Here's the harsh truth. Most high school baseball players never get noticed by college scouts. And the reason is because they get stuck in a cycle of generic training programs that don't address their specific needs or showcase their unique talents. They spend hours at the gym or on the field hoping for a breakthrough, but the results just don't come. And worse yet, they miss critical opportunities because they don't have a roadmap to get where they want to go. It's frustrating. You've supported your child through every game, every practice, but there's no clear path to standing out from the thousands of other athletes fighting for the same college spots. Maybe you felt this too, watching your child work hard every single day and still not getting the attention from college scouts. Maybe you've been to showcases and watched other players get offers while your child was being overlooked. Or perhaps you've been feeling the pressure to make the big leap in performance before your child's senior year, but you're not sure what needs to change. It's exhausting, right? Knowing your child has the potential, but not having the right support or strategy to make that leap. The truth is, college scouts don't just want a good player. They want someone who's prepared mentally, physically, and is also educated. Someone who stands out from the rest and can prove they've got what it takes. And I get it, I have been there. I played at the highest levels alongside guys like Manny Machado, Fernando Tatis, Yadier Molina, and even Albert Pujols. And one thing that sets apart those players isn't just their talent, it's how they prepare and position themselves for success. And that's exactly what I'm here to help your child with. I've developed the Triple Play system, a 6-month program designed specifically for your high school baseball player who wants to become a college prospect. This isn't just another training program. It's a complete roadmap tailored for your child's needs and goals. It's like having a personal coach, a mentor, a college advisor, and even a scout, all rolled up into one, guiding your child every step of the way. The Triple Play system breaks down into 3 core components. Their physical development. We focus on what your child needs to improve, whether it's increasing his exit velocity, refining his fielding skills, or improving his speed. Every weakness becomes a strength. His mental development. This game isn't just physical, it's mental too. We help him build the mindset and resilience needed to perform under pressure, especially when college scouts are watching. And lastly, the recruiting strategy. We'll create a personalized game plan to get your child noticed. From showcases to direct outreach, we'll ensure your child is on the radar to top colleges by the end of this program. So what does that mean for your child? It means real results. It means walking into their next showcase knowing they've made the measurable improvements. It means having a solid recruiting plan in place that pulls them in front of the right scouts at the right time. And most importantly, it means your child is no longer just another player. They're a top prospect. But beyond that, think about the pride that you'll feel when you hear your child's name called by a college coach offering a college scholarship. Imagine the look on their face when they see all their hard work finally paying off. And picture them stepping onto a college field, knowing they've earned that spot. This is more than just getting better at baseball. It's about securing your child's future, building their confidence, and creating opportunities that will shape the rest of their life. If you're ready to give your child the best shot at earning a college scholarship and becoming the player that scouts can't ignore, I'd love to talk with you personally. But here's the catch. We only work with a small number of athletes at a time because this program is highly personalized and one-on-one. That means spaces are limited. We open up just a few spots each month to parents who are serious about seeing real, measurable progress in their child's game. If you want to finally see your child stand out at showcases and attract the attention of college recruiters, then now is the time to act. Here's what I need you to do. Scroll down to the calendar below and book a call with me today. On this call, we'll go over your child's current challenges, their specific goals, and determine if they're even a good fit for the Triple Play system. And remember, we've helped over 50 athletes like your child improve their game and secure interest from college coaches. So if you want to be the next parent to see your child's hard work finally pay off, don't wait. These spots fill up fast, and once they're gone, I won't be opening up new ones until the next group finishes. If you're serious about giving your child the edge that they need to compete at the next level, scroll down and book a call with me now. This is your opportunity to change the course of your child's future. I'm looking forward to helping them become the player that college coaches are excited to recruit. But remember, this program is not for everyone. It's only for athletes who are ready to commit to making real progress and achieving real results. So if that's you and your child, book the call now, and I look forward to speaking with you soon. Are you the parent of a high school baseball player dreaming of playing at the college level? Do you want to see your child's potential fully realized, but you feel like the road to getting noticed by college coaches is long, you're uncertain, and expensive?
All right, we are back. And guess what, guys? What I want to do for the next 20 minutes or so is just go over a quick little in-depth overview of what you guys are probably going through. So let's get this process started. So in this video, I'm going to explain to you why you're not on any college coaches' radars. Your structure is non-existent. Your development has plateaued, and you're constantly in your own way thinking, am I good enough to play college baseball, or when will I finally land that college baseball scholarship, which is leading to not taking action, not emailing college coaches, trying to create the perfect program to follow, bouncing around from teams or coaches, maybe a lack of overall confidence, which really stinks because you're already training hard. You and your family have already invested a lot in this journey, and you're way better than the competition. You know what it's like when things are going great, but all of a sudden, whatever you guys were previously doing no longer works. So here's the harsh truth. You need structure, but not the structure you may think. You need structural guidance. And this is just like a little example on structure and how that guidance will definitely move you into the right direction. So like teens with a structured sleep schedule are 40% more likely to engage in regular physical activity. So that's just an example on having a good structured sleep schedule, how it can impact other things. So structure is essential to be great, and distractions are quite literally everywhere. Competition is everywhere, and players are more sophisticated in today's age. Players are doing research. Players are also training backed with science. Isabel, a 2027 grad, summer PG, travel ball, or college camps. So in my opinion, travel ball or college camps. So 2027 grad, so that's going to be a junior. You're a junior right now. Oh, travel ball, hands down. Like, this is a huge summer. So if you don't only go to these travel ball tournaments, but if you just think the travel ball tournaments are going to be enough, you're going to be mistaken. You have to have a strategy beyond just attending. Of course, unless you want to gamble with your son's recruiting journey. But really, this is leading to an ultra competitive climate, making it even harder to land college offers. And this is why you're lighting your money on fire by forcing your player through an old school approach. Old school approach examples include 1 hour private lessons per week, neglecting the mental development, being passive and letting college coaches find you. Maybe you've thought to yourself, I'll just figure this out later when recruiting starts. Going to maybe a generalized personal trainer, not following a baseball specific program. But if you don't believe me, look at just like old school versus new school, and also the average arm velocity in the big leagues. And this only goes to 2022, which is 4 years ago. Think about what the average arm velocity is today. I think it's probably closer to 96 miles an hour. So think about these goals and think about every time that you've ever done something great. What were your goals from day number one? Did you stop all of the work when you finally hit that goal? Absolutely not. You moved your goalposts and continued to work consistently to become great. And your player is no different. When we work together and he lands that college scholarship, for example, the work doesn't stop. And I hope you guys know that. This is known as the arrival fallacy. In fitness, if you want to lose 10 pounds, you lose those 10 pounds, you're going to create bigger and bigger goals. And more goals equals more achievement and more success. And after playing 7 years of professional baseball, working out in a gym for basically my entire life, and landing a D1 scholarship, I've created a trusted, streamlined path that develops your player into the shortest time possible. And it's really called the triple play, with the mental development, the physical development, and the recruiting guidance. And this is a one-of-a-kind player development system that attracts high-level college coaches, educates them on who your player is, and showcases the correct process and leverages a simple strategy that helps build your education mindset and structure long before your son even earns a college offer, which means the Triple Play thrives with that structural guidance. It's the easiest, most simple, and best long-term approach to achieving college offers, which enables you to develop physical and mental and to commit to a D1 program. And the Triple Play also helped me reach out to college coaches, physically develop my skills, and increase my baseball IQ, helped me earn multiple college offers, especially from my top 3 schools, and it helped me gain confidence to talk the game with these D1 coaches, and it also helped me understand what to do in the gym with baseball-specific movements, and it also took me from who are you, quite literally, and you're not good enough, to I'll be at your game, and now you get to choose where you want to go using the Triple Play. And that is a true story. After pitching a dominant performance on FTB, my travel ball team in East Cobb, a perfect game travel ball tournament in between my junior and senior year, my travel ball coach said that exact line. Great job. Now you get to choose where you want to play college baseball. It was the coolest thing ever. So the Triple Play can be broken down into 3 key components. But if you're new here, my name is Evan Mendoza. I'm quite literally that baseball guy that talks mentality development and even recruiting. I founded my own online baseball academy called the Mendoza Baseball Academy, and I help high school baseball players play at the next level. Looking for maybe an experienced coach, maybe looking for a recruiting guidance, maybe looking for the physical and mental development, and I help you land that right college scholarship rather than landing a college scholarship. And some of my students like Caden, Sebastian, Jack, Johnny, Jorge, Riley, Christian, and many more serious players are looking to play at the next level. But why would you even listen to me? Well, I played 7 years of professional baseball between the St. Louis Cardinals and the San Diego Padres, and I also have 3 years at the D1 level at NC State University, and that's me hitting on walk-off against Duke, and I also studied aerospace engineering. I was also on varsity all 4 years of my high school baseball career, and I'm here to share all of that knowledge with you. I've been able to enjoy a successful career, guys, thanks to the Triple Play. So let's go over one by one. Go over the physical development. What do these players have in common? Adolis Garcia, Paul Goldschmidt, Randy Rosana, Machado, Tatis, Juan Soto, Pete Alonso, they are all physically built. And being just a good baseball player doesn't cut it anymore. The first thing that college coaches will do to see if you pass the eye test, and this is a test to see if you fill out your uniform correctly. You've probably seen maybe a bat boy who doesn't fill out their uniform correctly, and all love to them, but this is the eye test. I provide you structured gym workouts that are baseball specific, that are quality, and they're also written by a New York Mets strength coach. And that's an example of one. And by the way, go to my website right now. I give you an upper body lift completely for free. So go do that. No email, no phone number, no name or data collection required. Just go see what my workout programs are like. As far as the mental side, I want a frictionless way for my students to learn the game. With the structure I have learned from the mental strength coaches with the St. Louis Cardinals and San Diego Padres, who, by the way, were ex-Navy SEALs, the best way to learn is through a structured approach that is easy to follow along. You may think that you have to watch hours and hours of baseball to learn the game, but all you need is maybe only about 5 to 10 minutes before practice or game to get into baseball mode. And there are distractions at every turn with social media, video games, Netflix, all of which can eat away you or your son's time. Brain rotting is a real thing in 2026. You can avoid all of this hamster wheel while using your time to be as productive as possible to work towards your dreams and goals. Now you're a high school baseball player strategically using your days and developing your skills rather than a scrub trying to play catch up with the rest of the competition. So as far as the example curriculum that I have with some of my courses, this is what you can see with the Velo Throwing Program and Arm Care course. My teaching style is showcasing through GIFs, which are looping videos, how to correctly do something versus how to incorrectly doing, while I'm also there explaining and coaching through it. Now, as far as on the recruiting side, my students can efficiently reach out to many college coaches with a simple click of the button. And this is because I teach an outreach system which is efficient, which personalizing each email because nobody likes a copy and paste type of communication. And the Triple Play is designed to educate college coaches on who you are, what you bring to the table, and provide resources while they raise an eyebrow. This removes any question on if you're an actual legit high school prospect. This means you need less time, you follow a structure to land that college commitment. And I call this the college commitment blueprint. And this is the tracker that we have. These are the templates that I have. A lot of this can be found completely for free. I have a 7-step course down below in the description if you're over on YouTube. Guys, if you comment the number 7, if you're on Instagram on my most recent post, for example, I'll send it to you in the DMs. And I also go over a video editing crash course, some social media training, and really once built out, this entire system can be managed by one person only, not the parent, but the player. And that's because it relies more on the system rather than busy work, which means more opportunities, less of a headache, and more college offers. And you must do all of this to survive if you want a structure in your baseball career. Do you have the time to figure this out? What if I just gave everything you need to install the Triple Play for yourself? The same one that has led me to a 7-year professional career and choosing the right D1 program rather than a college program? And what if I could help you install all of this and get everything launched up within 2 weeks or less? And that's what I've created within the Mendoza Baseball Academy inside my triple play. And I work one-on-one with all my students to develop the triple play in your high school journey. I don't have any other coaches right now. So that's the development side of things with daily checklists, workout programs, sprinting programs, mobility modules, increasing your baseball IQ through the Pro Defense course, the Velo Throwing program, the recruiting guidance, college commitment blueprint, email templates, and also the private community. And I see myself as an agent, advisor, a mentor for your player's career. Your problems become my problems, and your goals become my goals. The truth is, every triple play is different. And the triple play is really molded around with what you've got going on, or what your son is going on right now, especially with high school baseball going on. I'm not going to come in and change everything that you're doing. So if you're watching this, you've already probably seen some level of success in your son's playing career. And I'm going to really identify what's working and what's not, and simply just mold the triple play around you guys. The same way that I did for clients like RJ, who got his 5.10.5 time down from like a 5.6 to a 4.8. I think this was Kale who increased his velocity by 8 miles an hour. Aiden did really well. Aiden did extremely well. That was Enzo, who landed a college commitment. Jorge asked a question about like situational hitting, so I made a video on it. Tristan is starting to get college interest even though he's a freshman. And Santiago's dad, Pete, mentioned that he has changed. He's more determined than ever. You can see all these on my website. Go to my website, MendozaBaseballAcademy.com. Google my name, Google my academy. You'll see under the results tab, you'll see student wins, student case studies. You'll be able to do all the homework that you could possibly need to get a better understanding and get that clarity. And of course, if you're skeptical, here's the proof, guys. And there's the case studies, there's client case study interviews. So go down below this video and book an eligibility review. I'm going to assess where your current situation is, identify your biggest bottlenecks to your development, and show you how I would install the triple play in your career. I'm also going to explore what you're doing on and off the field, physical development, mental struggles, approaches, and break it down, the exact game plan that you need to hit your goals. And by the end of the call, guys, the eligibility review is completely risk-free. You'll know exactly what those next 2 or 3 steps to be to grow into an absolute baller. So most players and families will say that our eligibility reviews was one of the best 30 or 60 minutes they've ever spent on analyzing their overall development. And the worst case, you'll leave with a clear game plan based off of my 7-year pro experience. Best case, I'm going to find a mutual fit as far as inside my program on how I'm going to help you turn into a high school baseball prospect. Either way, again, there's no risk in booking the eligibility review. The only risk you have is doing nothing at all. To continue to struggle with the inconsistent workout programs, confidence battles, inexperienced coaches in your area, and an increasingly competitive field. So how much longer can you truly afford to wait? How much more of it can you actually take? So again, guys, go down below this video, book an eligibility review, and if you're unsure, book a call, and we'll reach out to see if it's maybe not a fit. And after you book, you will be directed through a couple of other videos we call the pre-call checklist to give you an even better understanding of what my program's all about. So again, guys, go down below this video, book your eligibility review, and then we'll be on our way. But guys, if you have any baseball related questions, feel free to ask. Again, guys, that's why I'm here. I want to make sure that you guys get your questions answered. We do only have a couple more minutes before I have to hop off. We got Emerson. How we doing, my man? How's college? Hope all is well with you. Emerson's one of my students from the past. But yeah, guys, I went through that pretty quickly. So yeah, if you guys have any baseball related questions, feel free to ask. But again, if you have anything in particular, feel free to just go down below in the description to learn a little bit more about myself, my triple play, and we can go from there. But I'm going to log off now because my voice is done. But yeah, feel free to join us. Let's get here. Oh, we are streaming every single weekday at 7 p.m. Eastern. So guys, feel free to join us tomorrow. Also, if you are on Instagram right now, all of these recordings will be uploaded to YouTube. I try making it as easy as possible for you guys. So just make sure that you subscribe over on my YouTube channel. It makes things a lot easier. I've also made things easier for you guys. There's a YouTube button on my Instagram highlight. If you guys can't figure out how to head over to my YouTube, we're probably not a good fit to work together. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna head out, and I will see you on the next one.
velo now is 80, and my 6-yard dash is 70.
It's insane. What was the root cause for all that?
I mean, it was just staying consistent with the program. I think just I had to really stay on. Like